information to help you run your business better and improve your marketing campaigns. My name is Hank Hoffmeyer, and thank you for joining me on Hank's Marketing and Business Tips. This is part 2 of my interview with Brandon Hatcher. If you have not already listened to part 1, please look at episode 113, and you'll hear the discussion we had before this episode. I hope you enjoy. Any other bits of wisdom about small business owners trying to obtain some attention, maybe on social media?
Yeah, be on social media. I think that, I've had a lot of meetings with business owners to where I think a lot of business owners, just from personal experience, have told me, well, I don't think that my potential future customers are on Instagram. I don't know that they're on Snapchat or LinkedIn. Well, that's what you have to find out. And trust me, they're on Instagram, because there's about, I can't remember, over 800 million users now, or 700, something like that.
Right.
I've seen, the demise and the shortcomings of business owners that believe that they can't use Instagram or they can't use Snapchat because it's a 21-year-old girl's app,
Right.
But the truth is, these platforms can completely change your business. And I really believe that if you don't start learning how to leverage them, because just the pure attention that they get, that you can use for your personal brand or for your business, if I believe that in the next several years, if you don't take advantage of these platforms, I think you're going to lose out in business to the people that do. So I think it's super important to take social media seriously. When the next app comes out that's like Instagram or Snapchat, my advice would be not to write it off and think it's just maybe for a certain group, or just try it out, because you never know.
Right.
You never know. So I would say the tip would be to just take it very seriously, because it's way bigger than we think.
I agree. Another thing, Brandon, is that the demographics for these social media platforms change. If I remember correctly, Facebook used to target a very young demographic, but now a lot of grandmas, grandpas, older people, myself, are on Facebook. We've actually driven away some of the really younger folks to, say, a Snapchat. And Snapchat has evolved, and there's more people on Snapchat that are of different ages now, and same thing with Instagram. So keep in mind that there are some people in your demographic that will be on almost any channel, and they change over time. Another thing I like to talk to people about is the fact that if you're not putting content on your channels often, if you only post to Facebook once a month or once every so often, they're not looking just for that one post. There are times when somebody will go back to your Facebook page and look at the historical posts you have there, so create history. I worked with a small business, and he would just post his blog posts every time he had one, and it would be almost every day or every other day, but he had a picture of himself. Every time he posted it, it was a picture of himself and the title of the article, and he was hoping people would click through. If you went back to his Facebook page and looked at his history, it looked like he was stalking you, because as you scroll, it's just this picture every single time. So we went back and changed the images and changed the way he started posting, and we saw some favorable results there.
Yeah.
Great. I think, social media is something that small business owners, or even some large companies, have not really fully figured out yet. And they need to do some more learning and absorbing content, whether it's a book, to podcasts, or like this one, just websites. There's so many how-to videos, and there's so many quote-unquote experts or thought leaders out there that can actually help you improve your results or help you get started. And going back to the theme of the podcast, just go ahead and do that. If you don't have a Facebook business page, go ahead and create one. If you don't have a Twitter account, still a little bit relevant, go ahead and create one. Snapchat, Instagram. Now, with some of these, you can use the same type of content. I use Buffer at times, and I'll post the same article on all my channels at once, and it saves time. So there's some great tools out there that people can use. Do you have any favorite tools that you use, either for editing or posting?
I tend to, when I post something on Instagram, what I used to do, because Instagram is just my favorite right now because it seems to be where I get the most engagement. So on Instagram, what I used to do, I think it still is on there. You can press when you're posting a picture, share to Twitter as well. And I used to
Right.
do it all the time. However, one of the mentors I had said that's one of the worst things that you could possibly do. And I can't remember exactly why he said that, to be honest. But something that I learned, I was rereading Gary Vee's book again, Jab, 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 Right Hook, talking about, how to tell your story on social media. And he said something in there about, each platform, you have to be native to the platform. You wouldn't, it was kind of like I was talking about Instagram. You wouldn't want to post 10 times a day on Instagram. However, on Twitter, that's completely fine.
That's right.
10 times a day and to poll your audience on Twitter. So, I think it depends on the platform. But to be honest, I completely forgot where I was going.
No, that's right. Well, going back to posting to Twitter from Instagram, what happens is when you post, it actually puts a link to your Instagram post. It doesn't show the image. So if you actually go to Twitter, the Twitter app, and you take the image and post it, it probably will get more engagement and be a little bit prettier than it would be if you shared it through Instagram. Now, I share directly to Twitter from Instagram every now and then, just because, I want to just get the content out there. But a lot of times, especially with LinkedIn, I curate and post special posts for that. And, hashtags, they say you can use them anywhere, but they're most effective on Instagram, also Twitter. But you just got to be careful with them on Facebook and then LinkedIn. It's like LinkedIn, you don't want to use a bunch of fun emojis, right? Because it's supposed to be a professional network.
Yeah.
So some just little tips here and there. But getting started, again, just do that, right? Just start doing the posts. If you do something wrong, you learn from your mistakes. I don't think anyone's going to bash you for using emojis on LinkedIn, but and if you use too many, somebody will let you know, and then you stop it.
Mm-hmm. And I remember, actually, it just came back to me where I was going with that. You were asking about tools, and where I was going with the Instagram to Twitter thing was I usually go into each platform itself. I know there are tools like Hootsuite, and you mentioned one as well, where you can post multiple times to your different channel, or you can post the same content to your different channels at once. But I usually, just to be honest with you, I don't really use too many tools. But I'll go in and just be native to the platform and just post straight from within it most of the time. That's 95% of it for me.
A lot of respect I have for you right there. It's a lot of work.
It definitely can be. Yeah.
Well, I like the browser plugin for Buffer because it does allow you to customize for each channel. But then again, you can share the same article, say if it's a link, and just customize it for each channel so that it's almost like you are doing it, but you're just doing it in one little area.
Right.
Yeah. Any other little tidbits before we wrap up today?
I would say, I would really want to say, if you're watching this, whoever it may be, just so I can give you something that you can walk away with and actually do. Just to be a little bit practical here, I think that whether, like I said earlier, if you're an individual and maybe you want to grow your personal brand because you do photography on the side, or whether you're a small business and you've got 50 employees, I think that I was actually having a meeting with an insurance group yesterday, and they were asking me how they could get more followers on Instagram. They're like, Brandon, you have all these followers. How do we do that? And I was actually like, well, I've had an Instagram since 2012. I've got like 18,000 followers, but you got to understand, man, there's kids coming out here in the past few months that have got hundreds of thousands of followers, which just shows you the power and the attention that social media has. But the point is, I would say that whether you're thinking about going more serious into Instagram, into maybe doing Snapchats for your business, because like I said, Snapchat's not just for kids. I can, if I own a hair salon, I can do Snapchats of before and afters of my clients,
Right.
and it just has the attention. So I think the tip would be the biggest one, I would say, kind of relating to what I was saying earlier about just getting on and trying it out, is to really be a practitioner of it. Go into Instagram, post stories on Instagram, post stories on Snapchat. Try posting your Instagram pictures on Facebook as well. Put video on Instagram. Just try it all, like I said, because you just never know which piece of content could be the one that really takes off for you, or that someone happens to see that takes you to the next level, that brings you there somehow. So I would just say take social media seriously, and really try to understand it, and be a practitioner of it.
Right. And while you were talking, it made me think of a question. As a small business, should I pay to play or not? In other words, should I be boosting my posts on Facebook or advertising on Instagram or the other channels? Should I be paying for advertising on social media if I'm getting started?
If you're getting started, I would say, first of all, it's not absolutely necessary, because there's plenty of millionaires that I'm aware of, and billionaires that don't even have social media platforms. However, probably the majority of business owners or people that watch this aren't at that level yet. And so I would say that it's important for you to, I'll give you an example. For my clients, we run paid ads to drive people to take an action, whether that be targeting people in their niche to like their page on Facebook, right, or to give someone a call to action to go to a funnel that we built online, to go through a sales funnel. But I think, honestly, when you're starting out, one of the things that you can do, whether you're an individual or a business, is try to find Instagram influencers. And I really do believe that. I really do believe that
too.
Influencers right now are so underpriced, and in a lot of cases completely free, to get the attention for whatever it is that you want. If you're a nonprofit or a business, or doesn't matter. Real quick example, I was in New York a couple times in the past couple months, and I was taking a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, and I completely at random found this page on Instagram one day when I was searching New York hashtags. It was called like Beautiful Manhattan or something like that. They had like 14,000 followers. It was a new page, only a few months old. And I was like, wow. And I DM'd the person who owns this page, and I said, hey, I took this cool photo in New York. Would you mind posting it to your page? Because I see you do a lot with New York. And it was like, yeah, sure, of course. And he posted and tagged me in it. And I think that doing that within your niche, I think it's completely incredible what that can do for your personal brand or for your business. And I think networking with Instagram influencers is something that everyone should do.
Pro tip when using Instagram is you have the little magnifying glass, down at the bottom. You press the magnifying glass, and then you go over to places. There's a little section that says places, and it says your current location. So if you're a local business and you're looking to engage with people locally and drive traffic to your store or to use you locally, click on that and search for maybe certain hashtags, or even just start with your location. Look for people posting in your area, start engaging with them, and then they'll come back and they'll like your brand. And maybe if you provide enough value to them, they'll become a free influencer, as you mentioned, for you and your business. That's a great way to use Instagram. And I know Gary Vee talks about spending a lot of time searching for people on Instagram and actually showing value by posting on their posts, right, and commenting, but showing value, like show you really care about that, and that helps you grow your Instagram. That's like a growth hack tip right there.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I think it's super important to engage with other pages, especially ones that are related to you or that have way more followers than you have. And it's not even about the followers, really. There could be someone that has 500 followers. That's 500 people's attention they have. I think if you have 500 followers, you should be thankful that you got 500.
Right.
I think engaging with a lot of other people's content on Instagram tends to work really, really well.
I forgot where I heard it, but it was someone that does a Facebook live stream, and they put a sticky note over how many people are actually in the stream, because they said, I don't care if there's one person or 5,000 people in the audience, I want to provide the same amount of value. I thought that that was a really great statement, because yeah, no matter whether you have 5 Instagram followers or 50,000, you still need to put out the same type of content to your followers, and it has to be of value to them and not you, right? In other words, oh, I just bought a new business truck, here it is. You know, you're proud of that, but is your audience going to be proud of that? What you might say is, I'm thinking about getting graphics on my truck, here's 2 options, which one do you like better? That would be saying, hey, this company values my input, let me go ahead and make a comment. And then on the backside, the comment is actually triggering Instagrams, or if it's Facebook, their algorithm to show that you really like that, and then more of your posts show to your audience.
Yeah, I really like that actually, and I think that could be used for a couple different things. I remember Doreen was speaking about creating video content at Converge South, and a lot of people are really shy to get on the camera and
Right.
to go live. I think actually the way that you said that, that might help people get over some of their fears. If you put a sticky note over that, like pretend you're
Right.
talking to yourself on your own camera.
Yeah, I
Um,
know a budding interior designer, and the only thing she does is take pictures of rooms. And if it's in her house or a model home, she goes out and takes pictures and says, this is what I like about it. She's never on camera. Not that she's shy, but I think I've seen one picture of her on her Instagram. Otherwise, you know, she's got posts of all these great rooms, and she's got a lot of followers.
yeah. hmm Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
It doesn't even take you don't even necessarily have to do video to get to where you want to go. So yeah, I mean, it's all different types of content that you can produce. But
Right.
I completely agree. I really like that, the sticky note thing for both. I really like that. That was cool.
I think that you should start off with what you're comfortable with. And if it's taking pictures of your work or whatever, your workplace, start there, right? Then start involving yourself. Start taking pictures of you or your staff, you know, if you have employees, and then start moving to video and doing stories, which are shorter videos. In some ways they're harder, right? Because they're shorter and you have to get to the point. Uh, but just don't be afraid of doing it. Just go out there and do it. Don't be afraid of the quality of what you're doing. Think about the message and what kind of emotions or feelings you're going to invoke and what people see. My podcast is not the best quality in the world. I record using Zoom. I have a green screen right now. I mean, if I pull on this, you'll see a wall. It's almost like I'm the Wizard of Oz, and I'm playing around with that. I'm trying to see how that works, and I want to see if I want to use that moving forward. I try different things. I record from different areas. I have shaky video a lot, and maybe I should buy a stabilizer. But right now, you know, I don't need to do that, because I'm just putting quality out that hopefully people are finding valuable and helping you run your business. I don't care how it sounds or how it looks, as long as you hear my message.
Yep. And along those same lines about doing what you're comfortable with, don't think that you can't go on Instagram. Don't think that Instagram is just for photos and that's it. You can, if you're good at writing, I really believe that you can even go on Instagram and Facebook, post a picture and do a little blog style, like do a few extra lines, like 10 or 12 lines, and you can do your writing if
Right.
that's what you're good at and comfortable. You don't even have to post videos to start with if that's not what you're comfortable with. So I think you can really be creative with how you do it. So.
Right. If you have not checked out Before 5 a.m., search for that on Instagram.
Yeah.
You'll get some inspiration there. He does that long form text that you're talking about, and he has the trick where he actually breaks up paragraphs. Now, if you go in and you write a paragraph and put a space in there and then start another paragraph, it actually will not be a space. Instagram puts them together and it looks ugly. What you need to do is use the return button on your keyboard after the bold, like say it's a period, you hit return, but it has to be right after the period, no space. Then you can put an emoji there. I use a dot, or you can use the tilde sign. Then you hit return again, and then you start typing, and that's a way to do long form content. Again, and as an example, Before 5 a.m., it's a great account to model after if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. That's so crazy you said that. I followed him for the longest time. That is so interesting that you said that.
And he does video. I love his posts.
Yeah. And I think I may have gotten one of these quotes from him. that I remember posting on my Instagram. This has been a while ago, but it's like legends are 5 a.m. is the hour when legends are either waking up or going to sleep, something like that. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, that's interesting. I've been following him for a long time.
Right. I don't think I'm part of the before 5 a.m. club, but I'm part of the 5 a.m. club because I do get up at 5. I exercise. I get ready. I have almost an hour commute here to work, and I want to get in early, beat the traffic. That's my ritual. I get up at 5, exercise, get to work, and just grind it out. I mean, I try to work smart by beating the traffic.
Exactly. It's crazy what all you can get done by waking up earlier in the morning. And Grant Cardone likes to say, like you're allowed to cheat in life every single day. You're allowed to wake up before everyone else and get more done than everyone else. You're allowed to beat the sun up, is what he likes to say. And I really like that. And I think that
Right.
people would be surprised if they woke up earlier, what all they could get done before everyone else even gets up.
Yeah. And as an entrepreneur, you're going to start early and work late. But the goal you're working for is at some point you actually use your mind more, you work less, and you make more money.
Exactly.
Well, Brandon, it was really great to have you on. I think this was a great discussion. We probably can go on forever. I definitely want to have you on at some point again. If folks wanted to reach out to you, what is the best way for them to find you?
Just email me, Brandon at socialremedymarketing.com, or probably just DM me on Instagram. It's _ Brandon Hatcher. That'd probably be the best way to reach me.
Yep, man, definitely follow him. He's got some great posts. Again, I appreciate you being on. If this is your first time listening, you can subscribe in the iTunes store, on Google Play. Of course, I'm on YouTube. You could just search for Hank Hoffmeyer or Hank's Marketing and Business Tips. You'll find my channel there. You can also tell your Amazon Echo or Alexa to play the most recent version of Hank's Marketing and Business Tips on TuneIn, and you'll automatically hear the last episode. We appreciate you being here with us today, and we look forward to seeing you, or I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you, everyone.